Hello and welcome to Greater Life Church's Elements class. This is Element Modules 1.6, which is called The Power of Sharing Your Story. Today we're going to be on part C of this module called The Value of Your Story. But in this module we have covered the following topics, and we'll cover some future topics here. The topics we've covered so far is the introduction, part A, and then part B, the call to share your testimony. Today we're on part C, the value of your story. Then in the next couple of weeks we'll get to part D, the hope of his story, and then also part E, the power to be witnesses. Today let's go to our focus statement on page 58 of your study guide. It says, every one of us has a story. Skeptics may resist religious teaching, but no one can deny the value of your personal experience. Sharing your story may be the key to reaching someone with the gospel. We're going to go into Mark chapter 5, verses 15 through 20. We're going to read about this account of a man with the legion of demons within him and the change that Jesus has brought to his life. And then we'll go to questions on page 58 of your study guide here later to look at this story in a little more detail. So we read from Mark chapter 5, verses 15 through 20. And they come to Jesus and see him that was possessed with the devil and had the legion, sitting and clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. And they that saw it told them how it befell to him that was possessed with the devil, and also concerning the swine. And they began to pray him to depart out of their coast. And when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him. Howbeit Jesus suffered him not, but saith unto him, Go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord hath done for thee, and hath had compassion on thee. And he departed, and began to publish in Decapolis how great things Jesus had done for him, and all men did marvel. So let's go to page 58 of our syllabus, our study guide. We're going to answer some questions. The first question is, what did Jesus instruct the delivered man in this passage to do? That's in verse 15. And he simply told him to go home and tell other people about Jesus. Go home to his friends, to his family, and just simply tell them about Jesus and the great things that Jesus had done for them. And question number 2, why do you think sharing our story makes a difference in people's lives? Well, first of all, personal stories are going to resonate with people because it will speak to them, to their needs and their feelings also. Oftentimes, things that we go through are often the things that other people go through. And also, people can't refute your story. Our personal story is a first-hand account of Jesus and what he has done in our lives. Nothing can speak more powerfully than a first-hand account of the grace of God. Question number 3. What are some ways you can share your story with other people? Well, in our small groups, we talked about how we can show God's love and kindness. And in looking at all the comments that we had, I detected that there was 5 areas of our lives that speak about the things that Jesus can do in our lives. And so first of all, we can show kindness and love toward others through our words and our actions. And oftentimes this small act of kindness is going to open the door to sharing your story of God's grace in your life. And it's going to speak volumes to others that hear it. And we can share our story through our changed lives in these 5 ways. First of all, with our attitudes, because people are going to see a more positive outlook on life in our life. They're going to see that our attitudes and our outlook has all been changed. The second thing is our language. Our language will become more loving and not vulgar, more kind. They'll see a change in our activities. Instead of the activities that caused us our demise and the troubles in our life, they're going to see us have more wholesome activities. They're going to see us change the things that we do in our lives. The fourth thing is our appearance. They're going to see a more modest lifestyle. They're going to see a more discreet lifestyle. They're going to see that we're less sensual, but more modest, more godly in our appearance. And Fifth area, they're going to see our mannerisms are going to change. They're going to see that this is a more thoughtful person. They're going to see that our lives have changed. We're more kindlier. We're more considerate in our behavior. And when people see the changes in our character, then it's going to speak very powerfully to them. They're going to notice a more godly and loving way that we communicate in all these 5 ways. And people will ask us, why the change, or why this newfound hope is in us. And then we should be ready to give them an answer of that hope. Be ready then to share your story and be courageous in telling them how that Jesus has changed your life and has touched your life. I want to talk about this account in the Bible just for a moment, but sharing your story doesn't have to be scary or difficult. God simply wants us to seek His kingdom and His righteousness, and when we do that, we naturally begin to build a relationship with Him. And at the same time, we do our best to develop a relationship with other people that He's placed in our lives. People at work, people within our own families, our friends, our acquaintances, and others in our community. This kingdom purpose is about cultivating relationships with people that will lead them to Christ and then help them to continue to talk with Him and develop their personal relationship with Him also. It's not a difficult objective. We do not have to stand up in a shopping cart in the middle of Walmart and then start preaching the gospel. And no, it is just simply about being intentional with every person God places in our life. We simply show and share the love of God through our own changed lives. Sharing your personal story should not be intimidating. Yes, others may know more about the Bible than we do, or yes, some along the way may try to challenge our knowledge of the Bible. However, they cannot refute, our personal experience. And why is that? Well, it's because no one has ever walked where we have walked. No one has not experienced exactly what we have experienced. Now, our experience is unique to us alone, but others might have similar stories or backgrounds, but it simply won't be ours. And so our experience with Jesus is ours alone. And sharing our story is going to be the unique way that God has touched our life, and it's going to be a powerful witness of God's grace to others. So sharing our story is a great way to introduce someone to God. Anyone can tell their story, no matter how little or how much they know about the Bible, because you see, it's our witness. It's our story. It's about the good things that God has done in our lives. And so in Mark chapter 5, we find that Jesus had delivered a man from demons, a legion of demons. And so the man wanted to join Jesus and His followers. And Jesus, however, had a different plan for his life. Jesus instructed him, go home to your friends and tell them about how Jesus had compassion on him and the great things He had done for him. That's in Mark 5:19. And when the man told others of the great things that Jesus had done for him, the Bible records that everyone he told marveled. In other words, they were amazed. And this indicates they were impacted by the man's personal story of what Jesus had done for him. And so his testimony or witness of what Jesus had done for him touched the hearts of other people. And that's what we want others to feel after our testimony. We want their hearts touched. So the Lord wants us to tell others about the great things He has done for us and tell them of His compassion and love for us. And then through that act, God can cause those that hear our testimony, our story, they're going to marvel. They're going to wonder at this change that happened to us. And they're going to want to know what has given us this new life and this new hope. Well, then we're going to be able to tell them about Jesus. No statement is as powerful as He did this for me, and I know that He can do it for you too. It's a powerful story when we can say, this is my story, and what He did for me, He can do for you. And so we need to tell everyone we can about what God has done in our life. Everybody has a story. Tell it every chance you get. Tell it over and over again. And your story can be the message of hope that unlocks someone's chains and they can meet Jesus for themselves. Our witness of the grace of God in our lives will open their hearts to receive Jesus, and their lives will be changed too. And oh, the good things of Jesus in our lives is going to touch their lives, and we are going to see a change. It's going to bring joy to their lives, joy to our lives as well. I don't know about you, but I love being able to share my story about the good things God has brought into my life and about the change He has brought and about how He has delivered us from sins and all the things that sin has placed in our lives, and all the destructive things have now been changed, and we are now made new, and we have a new hope, and we live in a new way, and the joy that is ours when we share our story, it's going to touch people's lives. So right now I'm out of time for this session. Next week we're going to cover part D, the hope from his story. And this is going to be an exciting Bible study about sharing the hope that comes from Jesus' story. And our witness or story will lead them to the story of Jesus. They're going to want to know how we came in contact with Jesus. And they're going to want to know why He came and about His sacrifice in order to give us that hope and that life and this new outlook on life. And so it's going to be an exciting Bible study. Please be here next week and join with me, and we're going to have a great time looking at how that Jesus has changed our lives through His story. I want to thank you for watching, and the Lord bless you this week as you endeavor to share your story with others. Your story could be the difference in someone's life. God bless you.